You need a gavel, or are you just gonna rap on the desk?
Can I have everybody's attention, please? Appreciate everybody showing us. We've been trying to think of a time to get folks together. And this is mainly going to be an informational meeting. But appreciate everybody coming. Normally, I don't know when Senator Chesnall's meet, but our meeting is normally on Thursdays, 11:30. But I hadn't checked today. I'm not sure if we got any bills there or not, but anyway, thank you everybody for making it up early. And Senator Chesnall, you got any words of wisdom?
I would also like to say thank you for being here a little early today. In my experience, no one has ever bemoaned that they were appointed to the tourism committee. A lot of times people say, why am I not on tourism? And I say, well, I don't choose the committee members. That's up to leadership in the Senate. I will tell you that I'm excited to be working with Representative Haney. He and I have traveled a lot together on various ventures, and I'm also happy to recognize our new vice chair, who is Robin Robinson. I'm sure you all in the House know her quite well, and she's on her way to being a really outstanding member of the Senate and has great ideas about tourism in Mississippi. So I'm just so excited that we have many good things to work on, and to have a joint committee meeting like this today is just really special. Robin, would you like to say anything to the group?
Good afternoon. What a great day it is to be in Jackson and to be part of the legislature to talk about the good things in Mississippi that goes on in tourism. So we're excited to hear today from Visit Mississippi and all the great things they have to say. Again, thank y'all for being here. Woohoo! We'll hear some good things. Thank you.
Before we get started, I want to introduce, he's the old vice. So you was the vice chairman last time, right? So you're kind of an old vice chairman, but Oscar Denton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm just going to echo what everyone else has said. We're glad to have you here. We look forward to working with everybody. We're going to do some great things for tourism in this state of Mississippi this coming session. Thank you.
All right, this time we're going to turn it over to Visit Mississippi to share with us what's in Mississippi. Rochelle Hicks is are you the executive director is what they call?
And I'd like to say one good thing about Rochelle. There are many good things I could say, but she was over the Mississippi Tourism Association for many years. So she is no stranger to those of us who have worked to promote and support tourism in Mississippi. So Rochelle, take it away.
There we go. Green. Love it. Like money, all the money that tourism brings into the state of Mississippi. So we're excited to be before all of you today and very honored to come and tell you about what we have going on at tourism. I've been in the position for about 5 months, but like Chairwoman Chesnall said, I've been in the industry for my entire career, over 25 years. And love tourism. I grew up in Natchez, Mississippi, which is all about tourism. And I know the value of what tourism does for our community and what it does for our state. So we're really excited to kind of show y'all a little bit about what we've been working on, but we're just getting started. So we're really excited. I want to first and foremost introduce our new director at Mississippi Development Authority, Mr. Bill Cork, who's in the audience today. Our COO, PJ Waldrop. And I see Stephen McDevitt in the back. That's our new CIO. And I just want to say that, you know, it's a new day for us at Visit Mississippi and MDA, and we are really enjoying working together and having collaborative efforts on tourism and economic development. So really excited to be working with these guys. The only girl on the team, but that's okay. And I love it. They're great. And so we're really excited about the future. I also want to recognize our new deputy director, Teresa Matthews, who's in the audience, and Paula Travis, who's walking that way. She's our marketing team. And we're really excited to also work with Tim Mask with Marist Weston Baker, who you'll be hearing from in a few minutes. So I'm going to get started on our presentation. So we're doing a little bit of reorganization at Visit Mississippi. And in the past, we had a trade bureau, I might not hit all of these, but we had a trade bureau, we had a welcome center bureau. We had about 4. And so we're doing things a little bit different now. And we're now calling them the Office of. So we have the Office of Cultural Tourism. And I will tell you a little bit about what they do in a few minutes. We also have the Office of Domestic and International Sales, Office of Marketing and Communications, Office of Sports and Outdoor Adventure, and our Office of Visitor Services. So starting with our Office of Cultural Tourism, this is all of our trails programs. We have the Mississippi Blues Trail, the Mississippi Country Music Trail, the Mississippi Freedom Trail, the Writers Trail, and it's all of our music and food around the state. So as we know, there's lots of great things to promote as far as the music and the food around the state of Mississippi. And we're really working to show the world why we are the birthplace of America's music. So our Office of Cultural Tourism does a great job. We have a Blues Trail marker being unveiled this week for Junior Kimbrough in Holly Springs, Mississippi. We have our Freedom Trail it's growing a lot this year through an EDA grant that we received. So we're working to get, I think it's about 24 new Freedom Trail markers that will be, I don't know if they'll be in the ground by December of 2024, but we will have them in hand, and then we'll be doing a lot of marker unveilings in 2025. So really excited about that program and the growth that it is seeing and is going to continue to see. Then we have our Office of Domestic and International Sales. So this is where we have some great staff who go and they promote Mississippi to leisure groups, student groups, meetings and conventions, business travelers. It's a huge market, and we are continuing to grow that domestic sales office. Our international is also growing. It's, people from other countries want to come and experience the music and the food of Mississippi. And we're really excited to continue to show them that. We're growing that product. We have some partners that we work with in different countries that are just really excited to showcase Mississippi and all we have to offer. So this is our new office. Before sports and golf and outdoors was wrapped into our trade bureau. So we feel like this is important enough that it needs to be its own office. We have promoted someone who's been with us for several years, Mike Jones, and he's going to be heading up this new Office of Sports and Outdoor Adventure. This is a huge priority for us. You look at what Arkansas does with their outdoor program, and we have the beauty and all the different activities that somebody can come and do in Mississippi just as easily. So we want to really promote cycling, paddling, hiking, golfing, hunting, fishing, youth sports, college sports, professional sports. We are really looking at how we can go after, we may not be able to get a Super Bowl because we don't have the facilities, but we have some amazing facilities around the state that we can go attract some other regional or national type events. So we are really making that a priority. So if you ever have any ideas, please come and let us know. We would love to talk with you and help bring some of these sporting events to your area. Our Office of Visitor Services is our welcome centers. And we currently have 12 welcome centers. Adams County was our 13th, but right now we do not have a facility there because we were housed in with the federal government, and they have closed it to do renovations. So hopefully that'll be back up and running in a few years. But if you have a welcome center in your area, how important they are. I'm going to show y'all a few stats. I know that's really small, and I'll send this to you, but it just kind of shows you the highlight of the welcome centers that really have a lot of traffic. I mean, all of them have a lot of traffic, but you can see the ones that have the highest numbers. I can't really read that from here, but I think it's Hancock, Itawamba, and Lauderdale are our top welcome centers. So, we have heard from some of you. We know that we have some staffing issues, and that's been hard to kind of come back from COVID, but we are working on it. And we have a gentleman that's our director in this department, and he does a really great job of working with the welcome centers. And so just be patient with us, but we are trying to get those back up and staffed at normal capacity. But ever, if you hear of anything or you have an idea for an improvement, please let us know. That's our forward-facing first thing that a visitor sees when they stop at a welcome center and come to Mississippi. So we want to always have our best foot forward and show them what Mississippi is all about. So with that, I'll say that we have some upgrades coming. So with the EDA grant that we're doing the trails programs, we also have been able to purchase furnishings for all of our welcome centers. We are very thankful to MDOT, who actually owns the welcome centers, and we staff and manage them. So they are working with us. They're going to get, if you've been in your welcome center in your area recently, you'll see that the curtains have come down. We're trying to really upgrade those where they look more fresh and new. And so we are getting fresh coats of paint, new shutters, new doors, all new furniture. We're gonna have a business center. We have a lot of people that, need to stop in and jump on a Zoom call or something. And so we're gonna have a business center that's available at every one of our welcome centers. So we're really excited about that. We're still in talking with MDOT because it is a big lift for them. And like I said, we're very grateful to them for doing that. But we hope to have all of this in place by December of 2024. So next is our Office of Marketing and Communications. I'm really excited that this, and thank you to Bill Cork and his leadership, that tourism will be managing the marketing and communications for the tourism office. And we're really excited about that. We have a great partner in Marist Weston Baker, and Tim's going to tell you about all these things, but we, it is our job as Visit Mississippi. That is our job, is to market Mississippi to people from outside of Mississippi to come and see what it's all about. So we're excited to be doing that. And Paula is our one marketing employee at Visit Mississippi right now, but we are hiring in the short future. We're going to be hiring some new people. So we're really excited to continue the great work, but to really grow it and utilize the funds that y'all so graciously gave to us. So I'm going to turn it over to Tim Mass from Marist Weston Baker and let him tell you all about our marketing efforts.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. I'm Tim Mask. I'm the president of MWB. We are the marketing agency that has helped Visit Mississippi craft the great Mississippi story since the inception of dedicated funds, I believe 3 years ago now. So one of the things that we wanted to be sure and get across in all of our marketing efforts is that we're not a one-trick pony. We don't have one gigantic mountain. We don't have one crazy, insane, expensive theme park, but what we do have are a lot of assets that you can have a lot of great experiences with. And each one of these can tell a story, and you can have multiple great experiences as you travel throughout our state, or as we like to say, as you wander throughout our state. You see the current campaign is Wanderers Welcome. That brings in the aspect that we're the hospitality state, but we also encourage you to have lots of different and unique experiences while you're here. And if you wander around, you might stay a little longer and spend a little more money, which is the objective of the campaign. You look at our focus areas. These are things that our major campaign has addressed: outdoor adventure, of course, family travel, civil rights, history, arts and culture, our music scene, obviously, both our current live music scene and our musical history and heritage. And of course, gaming, which is, we all know that's a huge driver of visitation to the state. We've got some videos kind of sprinkled in here throughout. This may be our most recent video asset commercial that was produced, and this really is about outdoor adventure.
We're at the Roost in Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Go check out the pool. We're at Red Bluff, and we're about to fly the drone.
The average person's heart beats 2.5 billion times in their lifetime. But why be average? Elevate your travel and your heart rate with adventure sports experiences in Mississippi. Mississippi, wanderers welcome.
So that was an example of the outdoor adventure, one of our major campaign areas that we've addressed. Within that, we've got what we call niche areas that were also produced marketing assets for. Some of these to date have been cycling That's a pretty big market for us. People that typically travel for cycling have expendable incomes. That's something that we focus on. Coming out of COVID, when so many people bought dogs because I did the same thing, was at home alone. A lot of people bought pets, got attached to them. We wanted to look at places to travel with their pets coming out of COVID. So we've been able to push kind of a niche pet-friendly campaign. Rochelle mentioned fishing and golf. Zoological attractions we've got across our state, really from north to south, some great zoological themed things. When the aquarium in New Orleans was down for a year, we actually did a campaign to encourage people to come to the Mississippi Aquarium, and we specifically targeted at New Orleans. Youth sports, we've done a haunted campaign featuring different places in Mississippi that are allegedly to be haunted. We've ran that around Halloween and holidays. We've done some holiday themed things too. And here's one of those that we did that kind of focused on our culinary aspect.
For people who love food, there's no time of year like the holidays, and no place on earth quite like Mississippi, where a melting pot of culinary talent blends the flavors of yesterday and today. Sweet, smoky, and savory seasonal flavors that will satisfy your spirits. Wherever you choose to wander, Mississippi, wanderers welcome.
So to date, our commercials, which are kind of your traditional television commercials, that it also plays across streaming devices as well. We have produced 13 as part of this campaign. And one thing that we really want to underscore is all of the different locations that have been covered in across these different commercials. We've filmed in 69 unique locations for these video assets. You'll see a great spread across the state. And one thing, if you noticed in each spot, the location was depicted. So we want to feature not just the state overall, but also tie that to the great locations we have all across the region. From a media spending standpoint, this is really where the dedicated funds that you provided have made the biggest impact. That is the footprint for our media spend over the past 2 years, and that is greatly expanded over anything Visit Mississippi has been able to do in the past. The vast majority of it obviously is out of state. We've done a little in state for some special niche things, but the vast majority is out of state, and the spending follows the data. It follows our web analytics. It follows our visitor attribution data. So we know we're going to places that we're most likely to pull visitors from. Just quickly, those are the media platforms. I'm not going to read them, but we're, again, because of the dedicated funds, are able to have really good coverage across all of those platforms, heavy digital, but also good TV buys, good cable buys in some big markets. This was actually the spot that the campaign first launched with. It's a family adventure spot.
It's time to take a detour from the expected, to zig where others zag, to take the road less wandered, to discover new places and make new memories in a state where there's something different around every turn. Mississippi, wanderers welcome.
Those are some examples of some print ads. We're in some fairly prestigious publications. Travel and Leisure comes to mind, one that we're able to place in now. And again, carrying that same theme of music, pet-friendly, culinary, civil rights, arts and culture, gaming, kind of across the board on that. Some special promotions that were done over the past year. Visit Mississippi had quite a presence at the Chicago Blues Festival. It was, I dare say, it was the best stage there. We were right there by the entrance, and I think had maybe the biggest footprint there of any of any state any destination that participated. These couple others cross branding promotions that we did with Airstream, the silver trailer We did a long format video that was co-branded with Airstream that featured a couple that went to different locations and camped across the state. And our most recent one was in conjunction with Columbia and Performance Fishing Gear, where we had a fishing influencer. I learned that there are fishing influencers during this. We had a fishing influencer who was actually from Alabama come in, partner with Columbia and PFG and Visit Mississippi and do a long format co-branded video that was put out across all media channels as well. That one, the featured locations were the Gulf Coast, the Reservoir, Grenada Lake, and I believe Columbus. The Taste of the South, Visit Mississippi took Chef Nick Wallace from Top Chef fame to London for a Taste of the South, and you can see there how well that was attended. That was in conjunction with Mhm. And he's going to be one of the celebrity chefs at the upcoming. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that this, when Nick Wallace, Chef Nick Wallace was at the Nat Geo Traveler event, they did this photo shoot. And so they chose him to be on the cover of the Travel South magazine that's distributed worldwide on behalf of all the 12 southern states.
Yeah, and he's going to be one of the featured chefs at the Jackson Food and Wine Festival coming up the 1st of March. This was really cool promotions as well. In London, when we talk about international markets, the UK is a big market for us. A lot of blues aficionados there. 12 taxis were wrapped in London. So that was for the whole year. You had a dozen taxis driving around London featuring Visit Mississippi's brand, and also long haul carriers in conjunction in partnership with KLLM. We've got a number of those that are traversing the lower 48 states that are carrying the Visit Mississippi branding as well. Really good PR hits this past year. This is in conjunction with our earned media partner. It's PR firm Lou Hammond Group. You can see that is just a small sample of some of the platforms and publications that covered positive Mississippi stories. Let me say positive Mississippi stories about our tourism ecosystem over this past year. This is one of our more recent spots as well. We talk about birthplace of America's music, so we really wanted to key in on that as one of our key pillars. And this was the spot produced for that.
A journey of 1,000 songs begins with a single note, and a tradition found in a singular place, the birthplace of America's music, Mississippi, the cradle of the blues, the land where country music took root and rock and roll first hailed its king. Come wander the past, present, and future of America's music in Mississippi. Wanderers, welcome.
The website was recently revamped. There were some technical issues with it that were finally overcome, and it is now, as far as speed, one of the better performing tourism websites that there is in the country. This is just some screenshots to show you kind of how it's organized, its campaign, but it's also, we feature experiences, kind of follows the same strategy as the campaign, feature all of our different experiences. This is part of the trip planner. So there's a trip planner that users can engage with that is on the website now, and they are engaging with it. If you look at those numbers there, you can see the time spent using Trip Planner from a desktop computer, almost 7 minutes, from a mobile device, which is how most people are plan their trips now, 8.5 minutes, and that's a long time to be on a planning device on one single application. So really encouraging numbers there. Just the boring stuff here, the website analytics, you can see it's up nearly 200% over the past year. And this is something that we think is extremely important. If you look at the arrow, that is when the marketing campaign associated with the dedicated funds kicked off. The blue line before that are what's called local visitors. Okay, so within a 50-mile radius. The green line are national visitors outside of a 150-mile radius. That's the first time that's flipped. And that coincides with the marketing campaign. That means that most of the people that we're drawing in are now out-of-state visitors, are farther out-of-state visitors, which is a really, really encouraging sign. And you can see it's continued to hold up, That's through the end of last fiscal year, I believe. As far as visitor spending growth, we outpaced the rest of the country in terms of year-over-year spending per visitor. We averaged 10%. The US average was a little under 8%. So we look good there. There were a couple of months that we were #1 in the country for year-over-year visitor spending. And of the 50 states plus the District of Columbia, as far as visitor year-over-year spending growth, Mississippi actually ranks 15th. So we are we're right there at the top as far as that goes. As far as some other cool things, the marketing campaign did win a national award from the American Advertising Federation, and also at the U.S. Travel Association's ESTO conference, which is probably the biggest tourism award show in the country. Visit Mississippi brought home the Best Television Campaign Award last year. So that was really, and that was competing against basically every other state and some other bigger regional tourism entities too. So that was a real honor to be able to bring that home. And this is the actual commercial that nailed that award for us.
Shine a light every day and night. Look how we've made it this far. No, we can't forget who we are. Where we've been, what we've seen. No, we can't give up on the dream. So keep shining on.
Keep shining,
yeah, keep shining,
keep shining on.
keep shining on, yeah, keep shining, yeah, keep shining on.
And that was, just so you guys know, that's actually a local a cappella group. We, in addition to featuring different areas of Mississippi, we try and feature local talent whenever possible. They're called For Washington. They're amazing. And that's a kind of an overview of where the marketing's been since the inception of dedicated funds. And I'll turn it back over to Rochelle now to talk about the birthday of our great nation.
So you should have in your packet a one-pager that's just talking a little bit about America 250. So the legislation was created, I think, last year. This was before I was at Visit, but I think it was last session that y'all created the legislation to create a Mississippi America 250 Commission. So this is for the ask to actually fund the 250 Commission. I believe for the Mississippi Bicentennial about 3 or 4 years ago that y'all funded about $3 million. So this request is for $5 million, $1 million of which would be for grant programs for communities all around the state to apply to have whatever type of America 250 celebration they would want to have in their community. It also would be for 4 events. We're thinking about coastal, central Mississippi, Delta, and somewhere in North Mississippi. And $2 million will be allotted for that. And then also $2 million for marketing and advertising for people outside the state to come and enjoy the events and the communities and what they would be doing in their communities to promote America 250. So I'm happy to take any questions that y'all have about that or the presentation or anything else if you would like to ask anything about this.
Thank you, Rochelle. Anybody have any questions on the presentation today? I'd just like to say that the commercials are short and sweet and to the point. You know, that's sometimes commercials you run, you don't know what you watched, but some of those things are really good. Anybody? Senator Wiggins?
Thank you.
Hey, Senator Wiggins.
Wow, this is a lot different than Medicaid, so thank you. I have two questions. So when y'all are looking, when you're looking at your data and all that, and what people want, what do people want when they're looking to go touring and for tourism?
Well, gaming is definitely one of our top attractions, and also outdoor adventure, and I'll let Tim.
Yeah, gaming's the biggest driver. And then when we look beyond that, we can kind of tell from web analytics because the way the websites are sectioned off, the volume of people that are spending the most time in different areas, and it is outdoor is usually second, and then civil rights is somewhere probably top 5.
Okay, my second question is, and I noticed you have on here literary giants. With our literary history, what is in the plans? I know we have Mississippi Book Festival, but it seems to me like when people think of Mississippi, they don't know how great authors we have. So is there anything in the works, or what are y'all doing on that?
So we have the Mississippi Writers Trail, and I may misspeak here, but Visit Mississippi does not manage the Writers Trail. We manage the Blues Trail and the Country Music Trail, but we promote the Writers Trail. And so right now, the Writers Trail is being managed by Mississippi Arts Commission, and so we're working very closely with them. But we are working on a new app and some new collateral materials, where right now we have a Blues Trail app and a Blues Trail brochure, and we market everything individually. But for the traveler, they may be coming for the Blues Trail, but there may be a Writers Trail marker, a block away, or there may be a Country Music Trail marker. So we're trying to gather the information so that we can market all of our trails as one program, so that we're marketing all of those things to different people, because somebody may love the blues, but they also like country music, or they also like, want to go to see the Freedom Trail markers. So that's top priority for us right now is bringing those all together and making it as one thing that we're promoting.
And Senator, we did, the commercial wasn't in this presentation, but we do have one that features a young lady journeying across the state, and she's immersing herself in different arts and literary experiences.
Okay, I think that's great. And just something to think about is just the giants that we have that I don't know that people actually realize. Just sitting here, just in like 30 seconds, Welty, Faulkner, Grisham, Morris, Jesmond Ward. I mean, I think that's something that people outside of Mississippi don't know. And so focusing on that seems like that would be really attractive. So thank you.
Absolutely. We have so many great assets, and we are doing a great job, but we definitely have some great assets that we need to be promoting even more so than we have been doing. So music, literary, all the things, food.
Representative Hullum.
Good afternoon, great presentation. I just have a question, pretty much 2 questions. The first question is, last year in this body, we gave $30 million to promote Mississippi tourism outside of the state of Mississippi. Is any funding left of that $30 million? And if so, can we use some of that to do this $2 million?
So that was actually not Visit Mississippi. I believe that was the Destination Marketing Organization. I'm looking over at Manning McPhillips, sorry. So I can't speak to that specifically just because that's not, we're the state agency, housed under Mississippi Development Authority. So the funding that we're using for all of our advertising and marketing is the dedicated funding that y'all passed in 2019. So that's where we get our marketing dollars from. But I think that was specifically for the different tourism organizations around the state for them to market post-COVID to rebound from the time that they had the losses during COVID.
Okay, because I'm gonna do a follow-up on that, not today, but because I want to understand how much is still left out of that funds. And my next question, my final question, when it comes to this grant program, this $1 million, and talk about incorporated communities, is that what the threshold is gonna be to make sure certain communities, like I got low to moderate income communities, how would they benefit from this grant program compared to a community that's well developed? That's what I know. How is, do y'all got something that to say that's gonna level the playing field when we apply for a grant to do this same thing to showcase all great contributions to America and the state of Mississippi?
So for the bicentennial spend, I believe there was about $500,000 for grant programs. And this is more geared towards smaller communities who don't have a large budget that can apply. We don't have the policies in place at the time since we don't have the funding, but once we do, we will put those policies in place and to figure out how they apply for the grant, what the timelines are and everything. And then it would be for, let's say, a community that wants to, the celebration for America 250 is going to be through the entire year of 2026. So really they could have a celebration in any community, any time of the year they want to, but we feel like most of them will probably be around the July 4th time period. So if, most communities, every small community around the state has some type of July 4th celebration. So this could be additional dollars to bring in, entertainment or an educational component to that. I also will add that for the America 250, a big portion of that will be about education and working with the superintendents around the state to educate the kids about America 250 and America's birthday. So there will be an educational component to it as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Gotta go green. Any other questions? Yes, Ms. Summers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have two questions. Which state do we attract the most folks from? Do you have data on that?
It goes back and forth between Tennessee and Louisiana. It's usually Louisiana.
Okay. And the second question is there a relationship or how do you work with the local visit offices like Visit Jackson?
So we work very closely with our destination marketing organizations around the state. We actually have planned different meetings to talk with all the different DMOs around the state we had a meeting last week with all of our international DMOs. So any tourism office around the state that wants to market internationally or currently does market internationally, we had a meeting with them last week. We're going to do the same thing with sports, same thing with outdoors, because we want to, have the conversation so that we're all, if the coastal Mississippi is going after a big sporting event, we want to be a part of that and be a part of that conversation and hopefully be able to give some dollars towards bringing that big sporting event to Mississippi. So we're already doing that but we're kind of taking it a step at a time, but we're meeting with all the different organizations to work on what programs they're interested in, what we're doing, and how we can merge those efforts.
Thank you. Just a shameless plug that's kind of connected to tourism and not connected to tourism is that we have an international airport in the city of Jackson that most of our out-of-state folks are flying into. And our airport is in dire need of some resources so that we can continue to show our hospitality for folks who are coming to the state of Mississippi and want to do business in the state of Mississippi.
Get your plug, huh?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? Representative Sanders?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for that beautiful presentation. Cleveland, Mississippi is probably one of the hottest cities in the state of Mississippi. And I say that boldly because we have the Grammy Museum, which is the only museum there. And Senator Simmons and I will attest to that. But my question is that have we had any of our locals to be in contact with you to see what we can do to enhance things up that way?
Sure have. I was actually at the Grammy Museum last week,
Okay.
and we are working very closely with them. We have made a pitch to the Grammys to have a, and this is just a pitch, the Grammys get to make the decision, but we would love at the 2025 Grammys Live in LA, that we would have a live remote at the Grammy Museum in Mississippi promoting Elvis's 90th birthday and B.B. King's 100th birthday. So we are putting our big focus around our two kings from Mississippi's birthdays next year, and also Medgar Evers as well would be 100. So we want to work with the airport to do maybe a big unveiling of something about Medgar. So yes, we are working on all these things, but we want ideas, and please let us know if you hear of things or things that we need to know about, because we're really kicking into high gear and real excited about all the opportunities that we have.
Okay, appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and cut this off. Beth, is it short? No, go ahead.
Do y'all work with Main Streets? Do y'all work with Mississippi Main Street Association? Because that would be a really good contact for small areas from around the state.
I don't know if we have specifically worked very closely with them in the past, but we are starting to work with them and have had some conversations, some initial conversations with them, because yes, they are the boots on the ground in these, especially in these small communities that have these great Main Street programs. So yes, we are working with them.
Thank you. All right. We appreciate you coming out today. Thanks, Visit Mississippi, and for coming out and sharing information. And one thing that I did, we did in our organizational meeting on the House side, which I don't think Senator Chesslaw would mind, challenge everybody on both committees to be a tourism and hospitality ambassador. So no matter where you are, gas station coming down, let's all be ambassadors for the state. Smile, see visitors, because they come back, they remember that. I've been an unofficial tour guide for 13 years, but people always remember, they just say everybody's so nice, and that brings them back to our state. But thank y'all again, and let's head to Rise and Report, head to the chamber.